Hi, I'm David. I'm owner and operator of Country Whatnot Gardens here in Rochester, Indiana, just outside of Rochester actually. We are an hour south of the Michigan state line, and directly behind me is the very first bamboo that I ever got. It has a special place in my heart. This is Phyllostachys bissetii, and I got this back in 1997. It's been growing in this location since the year 2000. And we can see some of the culms there, how nice that looks, and that's because it's been trimmed up with a brush cutter. Here this far north, you can see some of the old culms that were top killed up there. Here thus far north, top killing happens every few winters, sometimes every winter if you get bad winters in a row. And you get a lot of scrubby stuff, particularly on this one. Some of the other bamboos aren't quite as prone. But bissetii is so close together. See the culm spacing? That's only just a few inches, which is what makes it so great for a screen, is that it's so dense you can't see through it. But the other thing is that if you don't trim it up like that and you get top kill and you get sprigs and little straggly growth on the edge of the grove, it forms this complete full cascade of foliage, because you get smaller diameter culms out here that weight down under the weight of their own foliage. And so if you want something thick for a hedge, this could be great. If you want something that's gonna be more of a bamboo type look, where those culms are exposed, where you're gonna see that actual bamboo texture of the culms exposed and everything, you're gonna want to get a brush cutter, which will clean that up really nicely. And learn to sharpen your own blades, because it will dull the blade quickly, because bamboo is heavily laden with silica that it absorbs up from the soil. That's why the culms are so hard, is they're full of silica. Silica is the mineral that hardens those. And bissetii is known to be one of the more wind tolerant species, and also salt tolerant, they say. I've not thrown any salt at the grove, and I don't live along the sea, so I've never been able to test that out personally. But wind tolerant, I can tell you that it is only a smidge more wind tolerant than Phyllostachys nuda back there. Now, generally speaking, a winter that top kills one will top kill the other. But you can see that nuda back there got hit especially hard last year, and I'll explain more of that in another video. But you can see some of the top killed culms of bissetii up there. It's not too bad. It did recover really well this spring. All this new green growth is new since May of last year. We're now January 2024. This entire grove top killed last winter and had to reshoot, and in May of 2023 this entire grove produced new shoots that are all the green foliage you see now. This is a good sized grove. This is probably a good 35 by 40 feet, and all this new green growth was produced not from last May till now, but in last May alone during a 6-week period. So the new shoots come up and they reach this full size in 6 weeks. So it doesn't take a bamboo very long at all to recover after a top kill in the winter. Spring comes and they green up again really quick. Those new green shoots grow skyward lightning fast and will leaf out and look great in no time. And once again, you have a full screen. Now, it's not as cold hardy, bissetii here, that is not as cold hardy as the first video I did on the Macon clone of our native Arundinaria gigantea. Bissetii is not that. It has far more winters. It has top killed. Macon, one winter since 1998. Bissetii here, I would say it has a couple winters where it doesn't top kill, and then it might have several that does. Like our winter weather, winters tend to come in cycle. So you might have a couple easy ones and then a few hard ones. And what we count as a hard winter incidentally, is not maybe what bamboo counts as a hard winter. What we think is a mild winter might be a hard winter to bamboo, and maybe vice versa, because while cold temperature is bad enough, it's the wind. It's the wind that gets bamboo. If you can keep it sheltered out of wind, it will do a lot better. It's the wind that dries it out, it desiccates it, it completely evaporates all the moisture out of the plant faster than the plant can replenish it, because unfortunately plants can't take up ice cubes through their root systems, right? So you have frozen ground, and bamboo has a shallow root system, you have no water going up into that plant. And when you have, you know, sub-zero digits with 30, 40 or more mile an hour wind, it can top kill it in a single night. When it comes to bamboo hardiness, cold temperatures are only part of the story. You also have wind, and you also have duration. Duration of those cold temperatures and wind matter too. Just because a bamboo can take negative 20 degrees doesn't mean it's going to take negative 20 degrees with 20 mile an hour wind for 48 hours on straight. It's not going to do it. It's unreasonable to expect it, because while it's not a broadleaf, we can't call it a broadleaf evergreen because it is in fact an evergreen grass. These leaf surfaces are broader than, say, something like a pine tree, a conifer. And I'll show you here. Okay, see that leaf? That's a lot of area to lose moisture out of, especially when it's sub-zero digits, it can't take up water, and it's being blasted by double-digit mile-an-hour winds. It's not realistic to expect this plant to stay evergreen under those conditions. That being said, as soon as spring comes, 6 weeks, and it's back up to this. So it does recover fast. It is a good hedge. It's not as cold hardy as the Macon clone of our native Arundinaria gigantea. But Arundinaria gigantea isn't going to give you that classic bamboo look that a lot of people want. Gigantea is low branching. It has persistent culm sheaths and is much more, I'm going to call it brushy than this. If you don't have top killing winters, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get this cascading brush out here, like where it hasn't been trimmed back. It's going to be cleaner. It's going to be something more like this. Especially if you did proper grove maintenance and removed 1/3 of your smallest growth every year. If you don't have top kill and you remove 1/3 of your smallest growth out of any bamboo grove every year, once it's established, don't go cutting on it until it's established. You'll kill it. You will produce larger culms too, because shorter culms in the interior of the grove with shorter foliage are only taking nutrients from the plant. They're not giving anything back because they're shaded in there in the interior. They're not receiving sunlight to give back to it, to photosynthesize, to sustain that plant. Anyway, this has been Phyllostachys bissetii, and it could be good for some applications. I will say it's a very well-behaved bamboo. It stays within its rhizome ratio, height to rhizome length. You don't get shoots 30 feet over in the lawn like with rubber marginata. Bissetii has been very well behaved for us. It's one of the best Phyllostachys, I will say. Easy to control. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by again. I appreciate it. And until next time, have a great day. Take care. Bye.